We've got another major trade going down in the NFL. All-pro cornerback Trent McDuffie is on the move. He's going from the Chiefs to the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are sending the Chiefs the 29th overall pick, a 5th-round pick, a 6th-round pick, and a 2027 3rd-round pick. Sean, I've seen a lot of people say that the Rams got fleeced for this move. I completely disagree with that. This has been regarded as a bad draft class. This has constantly been brought up every single week. This draft class does not have a lot of good talent. The late round picks that they gave up for McDuffie are useless. Those picks, those guys would not have become starters. For the most part, it would have been a success if they didn't become practice squad players or just straight up bench players. The 29th overall pick probably would have gone to Brandon Cisse, Chris Johnson, Colton Hood, a rookie corner. The ability to acquire a all-pro corner when your biggest need, when you are gearing up for what is supposed to be a final run towards a Super Bowl with Matthew Stafford over this year, maybe next year, but probably just this year. That is a brilliant move. I think that this is an A-plus smart trade by the Rams. We can talk about the Chiefs angle in a second, but I have no qualms with this. This is stuff you got to do if you want to win.
They're on a different level, man. It's another Ramsey trade. It's I'd say Trent McDuffie, not as flashy as Jalen Ramsey for the namesake of making the trade happen to LA, but for quality of player added, pretty damn similar when we're looking at the two and what the impact will be on the field. Trent McDuffie's a really good quarterback, and the Rams, they played some really good defense this year, but if they had another really good cornerback on the roster, who knows? They could have been even better, and they got even better. It's what a great franchise does. Everyone's making the same hack joke also, the F them picks. You know why they can say F
Ryan
them picks?
Roberts did that too.
Hack. You know why they say F them picks? And I don't care about it because the Rams draft well with all their other picks. Picks rounds 2 through 7, they draft well. So I don't care as much about the first round, especially the late first round. The Rams aren't giving up a top 15 pick. They're never doing that. You're giving away basically an early second for a guy that's going to be an impact immediate starter for your team. Deal. Done. Love it. Love everything the Rams do because they can always make up for the deficit. If something in this trade doesn't go right, they make up for it and they find a way. I'm totally confident in the Rams coming out of this one.
I also think a lot of people are forgetting that the Rams still have the 13th overall pick from the Atlanta Falcons when the Falcons traded. I know that brings back harsh memories for you. When they moved out of the first round in order for Atlanta to go draft James Pierce Jr., they still have an early draft pick. They didn't give up the early draft pick to get Trent McDuffie. The other part with this that you're talking about the quality of draft capital. The 29th overall pick is a player that would probably get picked in the middle of the second round in most other drafts, just generally. It is not a good draft class. So for the Chiefs, this is fine. They have a really messy cap situation. They're trying to retool as much as possible. My main bit here with the Chiefs, I just really wonder how capably competitive do they think that they can be next year? Because this kind of signals, hey, we're just trying to get some young dudes on the team. I remember back when they drafted McDuffie and they had multiple first-round picks that year and they had acquired capital, but that was during a much better draft class. So is the idea to backtrack and get back to that roster-building approach of accumulating as many early picks as possible and to see what they can get out of the rookies? I look at this roster and it's slowly starting to look more and more barren, especially if they don't bring back some of their impending free agents.
I like what the Chiefs are doing. If it's load up through the draft, I'm confident that they can draft well. They're a team that's proven that to me, that they find starters in every single round. And if you have more draft picks, you have more swings to be able to get one of those guys. Free agency hasn't been too kind to them lately. In-season acquisitions have not been too kind to them lately. So why not work it through the draft? Bread and butter this thing. And I love it. I love what the Chiefs do. This is a win-win trade for two teams gearing up for the Super Bowl. Both front offices in this deal are working on a frequency that your Chud GM could never. They could never have the balls to say, I'm getting rid of a Trent McDuffie caliber corner to go and have some draft picks and to roll a bunch of rookies out into the field. And the Rams have the minerals to say, yeah, I'm cool without having a first-round draft pick if it means I get this guy. There's so many GMs that play scared ball, and now we're letting two good teams, two of the best teams that we've seen in the NFL over the last 10 years, continue to make smart decisions. And I look at all these other basement teams that are just happy to make a move. I'm happy to make a move because I'm making sure my job is safe. Other teams, legit superior teams in the NFL, make moves like this that is symbiotic. Both teams win in this situation. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was a masterclass from the Chiefs. I thought it was a masterclass from the Rams.
Yeah, it's one of those few situations where it feels like both teams are netting in the direction that they're trying to hit. I don't feel as excited about Kansas City's decision here because, again, it feels like it is signaling to me that they don't really have as much urgency as maybe we once thought.
It's not a win immediate move is what I'll say. But if they're still rolling out, okay, maybe I won't be mean to them. If they're still rolling out Kelsey next year, then it's definitely not a win immediate season. They're still waiting for the shoe to drop to get the old guard out, bring in the new guard. So if you got 3 to 4 real good starters out of this draft from them, then the year after 2020, the 2027 season, we're looking at the Chiefs rolling into the Mahomes' second era of his career arc with a young, loaded team, a little bit Tom Brady arc.
I was just about to say that's very Brady-ish. There was that gap.
He had the lull,
yeah,
and then he got a young team, and they got hungry again. And then the first old guard was gone, little lull, and then new guard. And then we're looking at 6 championships in one team.
That's kind of the complex part of roster building and roster management is just shifting. You can remain competitive, but maintaining that stretch of Super Bowl winning capability, it's not easy to just do it continuously. So for Patrick Mahomes to have won a Super Bowl or multiple Super Bowls at the very beginning of his career, win MVP, all that stuff, to have the lull, and then, to your point, he's now over 30. Does he hit that final stride at the end of his career to rip towards becoming a Super Bowl champion again? Is that what we're going to get here? And how much longer does Andy Reid coach? How much is he a part of the pie here? Of course, I'd use the word pie. Yeah. I want to see how quickly they think they can get back on track. And I'm also mostly intrigued by what this pick goes towards. Part of me thinks it'd be kind of funny if they spent it on a corner.
What if they spent it on pie?
29th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select pecan pie.
Oh, that's a reach. Apple was right there. That's a reach.
All right, everybody, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We'll talk to you later.